Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivaradhari. Jaya Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Bhagavanda Jai Jai, Gopala Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Hare Nama, Krishna Yasavaya Nama. Hare Hare Nama, Krishna Yasavaya Nama. Hare Hare Nama, Krishna Yasavaya Nama. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Nama. Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudhana. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jai Sachinandana Gaura Hare. Tita Pavana Gaura Hare Gaura 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 Hare Jaya Sachinandana Gaura Hare Nitya Gaura Hariba 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 Nitya Gaura Hariba Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jayam Vishnupad Paramahansa Privajagacharya Ashtottara Satashri Srimad His Divine Grace Abhay Charanara Vinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Srila Prabhupada Ki Prabhupada Anuga Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet. Reading from Canto 1, Chapter 9, Text 37. The passing away of Bhishma Deva. Oh, acha, Bhishma Panchaka. Text 37. Swanigamam apahaya mat pratignyam ritam adhikartum avapluto ratastah dhritarata charano abhyaya chalatkur haririva hantum ibham gattottariya. Please repeat. Swanigamam apahaya mat pratignyam ritam adhikartum avapluto ratastah dhritarata charano abhyaya chaladgur haririva hantum ibham gattottariya. Swanigamam apahaya mat pratignyam ritam adhikartum avapluto ratastah dhritarata charano abhyaya chaladgur haririva hantum ibham gattottariya. Swanigamam apahaya mat pratignyam ritam adhikartum avapluto ratastah dhritarata charano abhyaya chaladgur haririva hantum ibham gattottariya. Swamigamam, own truthfulness. Apahaya, for nullifying. Mat pratignyam, my own promise. Ritam, factual. Adhi, more. Kartum, for doing it. Avaplutaha, getting down. Ratastaha, from the chariot. Dhrita, taking up. Ratha, chariot. Charanaha, wheel. Abhyayat, went hurriedly. Chaladguhu, trampling the earth. Arihi, lion. Iva, like. Antum, to kill. Ibham, elephant. Gata, leaving aside. Uttariyah, covering cloth. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki. Fulfilling my desire and sacrificing his own promise. He got down from the chariot, took up its wheel, and ran towards me hurriedly, just as a lion goes to kill an elephant. He even dropped his outer garment on the way. Purport: the battle of Kurukshetra was fought on military principles, but at the same time in a sporting spirit, like a friend's fight with another friend. Duryodhana criticized Bhishma Deva, alleging that he was reluctant to kill Arjuna because of paternal affection. A Kshatriya cannot tolerate insults on the principle of fighting. Bhishma Deva therefore promised that the next day he would kill all the 5 Pandavas with special weapons made for the purpose. Duryodhana was satisfied and he kept the arrows with him to be delivered the next day during the fight. By tricks, Arjuna took the arrows from Duryodhana, and Bhishma Deva could understand that this was the trick of Lord Krishna. So he took a vow that the next day Krishna would have to take up weapons himself. Otherwise his friend Arjuna would die. In the next day's fighting, Bhishma Deva fought so violently that both Arjuna and Krishna were in trouble. Arjuna was almost defeated. The situation was so intense that he was about to be killed by Bhishma Deva the very next moment. At that time, Lord Krishna wanted to please his devotee Bhishma by keeping Bhishma's promise, which was more important than his own. Seemingly, he broke his own promise. He promised before the beginning of the battle of Kurukshetra that he would remain without weapons and would not use his strength for either of the parties. But to protect Arjuna, he got down from the chariot, took up the wheel of the chariot and hurriedly rushed at Bhishma Deva in an angry mood. As a lion goes to kill an elephant, he dropped his covering cloth on the way, and out of great anger he did not know that he had dropped it. Bhishma Deva at once gave up his weapons and stood to be killed by Krishna, his beloved Lord. The fighting for the day was thus ended at that very moment, and Arjuna was saved. Of course, there was no possibility of Arjuna's death because the Lord himself was on the chariot. But because Bhishma Deva wanted to see Lord Krishna take up some weapon to save his friend, the Lord created this situation, making Arjuna's death imminent. He stood before Bhishma Deva to show him that his promise was fulfilled and that he had taken up the wheel. Om Tat Sat. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Since it is Bhishma Panchaka, I think we have chosen these verses from Bhishma Stuti. Bhishma glorifying Krishna on his sort of deathbed. His deathbed is made of arrows. It is not specially made for comfortably lying down. You have bubble bed, you have water bed, you have bed sores and all that you get. But this is a arrow bed. In the beginning itself is full of sores. So, in that very painful situation, Krishna planned that he should give Upadesh to the Pandavas. And he engineered that, brought the Pandavas to Bhishma Deva. And Bhishma Deva, according to the desire of Krishna, spoke Rajaniti, how to rule the kingdom, to the Pandavas, especially Yudhishthira. And he gave him all good instructions. All the Pandavas were sitting around. Everybody else also was there. All the great people, generals, because the war is almost over. And they have won. Bhishma knows that this is the desire of Krishna, and he is also very affectionate towards the Pandavas. So he gives them advice how to rule the kingdom now that you have won. And that was Krishna's desire. First thing he told him, because Yudhishthira had become depressed. He was feeling that I am the reason for this war and so many people have died. 600 million people died in the war in Mahabharata. How many? 600 million people. It is half the population of India today. Population of India today is 1.4 billion. So it's like half of it almost. 50% of the people in the population died in the war. How he will not be depressed? Why, for my sake, for the kingdom to come to the Pandavas, we waged this war. But it turned out that so many people died. It's because of me. Similar sentiment also Arjuna had before the war. Why we should fight this war? Let them take the kingdom. Krishna was involved in making him fight the war. Now Krishna also is involved in counseling Yudhishthira, but he didn't counsel the way he counseled Arjuna. He directly became Arjuna's guru and counseled. But here he made a choice that I will not be able to do it. Yudhishthira cannot take it from me. For Arjuna I can do. Bhaktosi me sakha cheti. I have that type of a relationship. Yudhishthira is elder to me, respectfully, and he is the king. Better Bhishma tells him. So he did not give counseling so much to Yudhishthira, but he engineered this, Bhishma will speak. So Bhishma here has just finished speaking. And it is mentioned here in the previous shloka, I just took a quick glance, that the stars changed and it became the right time for him to leave his body. So right before Krishna is come and is standing there, he is watching him give the instruction also. He is listening to the instruction also. And in the instruction he tells him, this person standing here is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is not just your cousin brother. This also you must know. And he has come here because I am his unflinching servant. So that I am going to pass away now and I will be able to see him and pass away. To facilitate that he has come. What to speak of that? He facilitated even my desire to break him breaking his promise. That also he facilitated. Why? Because I am his devotee. On the war field, the many things happen in the war. Kshatriyas, there is diplomacy, there is tricking, everything is allowed in war, up to a certain extent. So everybody uses it. Sometimes they use friendliness also to win the war. They use familiarity also to win the war. Yudhishthira, right at the beginning, he came and he took blessings from Bhishma, Kripacharya, Dronacharya, which Duryodhana did not do. In fact, he was all the time, jabbing Bhishma and saying that I know what will happen. You like the Pandavas very much, you don't like me, and you will fight for that, in that way. You will be weakened like that. But Yudhishthira openly in front of everybody came and paid obeisances to Dronacharya and Kripacharya. He sent his arrow at the lotus feet. This is a Kshatriya way of paying obeisances. He paid his obeisances. And then they were forced to give blessings that victory for you. He got it out of their mouth. Victory for you. If you pay obeisances to an elderly person, irrespective of his situation, he is supposed to do his duty. So they made him give blessings. You will be victorious. And Duryodhana was fearing, what are you saying? Standing on this side? Right? But they were very smart, very diplomatic. So everything is going on. Diplomacy, trickery. Krishna tricked. It's mentioned here. Krishna did his tricking. You guys cannot do. Your Pandavas, you be diplomatic because you're Rajaniti and everything. I can do it. He tricked. He tricked Bhishma, he's telling here. Prabhupada is telling here. So lots of things were going on. In between what was going on was the love of prema, bhakti of Bhishma for Krishna. That was the main thread that is being traced out here in the Bhagavatam. Other things also happened. But what is being spoken about here by Bhishma is, he, reciprocated with me in bhakti, in spite of all the complications of diplomacy and I belong to this side, you belong to that side, warring faction, everything. The bhakti and the relationship never died. He kept up his promise the way he should. For what? For showing me his devotion, or rather acknowledging my devotion. So that's what is going on here. Shukadeva Goswami will not speak about it unless it's got to do with prema and devotion. So inside this whole amazing thing, Bhishma is remembering this is what he did. For this reason he did this. Very deeply he understands that Krishna broke his promise for my sake. And then he's graphically describing that. I was like super fiery. So heavy I was in fighting the war because my position as a Kshatriya was at stake. And I am equally as much a Kshatriya as Arjuna. And if you challenge me, I'll also challenge you. It doesn't matter if you are Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When you are on war, I'll fight you also. That was the spirit of a Kshatriya. You may be Krishna, it's not that I'll be very respectful and not take my bow and arrow. I will do what I'm supposed to do. Right? You do what you're supposed to do because you are God, you will anyway win. You know many things, but I will do what I am supposed to do. This is a sportive spirit Prabhupada is saying in the beginning. Fought in a war, but fought in a sportive spirit. There is more richness even inside a war if Krishna is involved and devotees are involved than just a plain, bland, I fight you, I kill you, you are buried, I won. Boring. We see that all the time in all the movies. It's a good over evil. You fight you. There's no depth, there's no feeling, there is no emotion, there is no meaning. But these wars, they are filled with dharma. And they are filled with all sorts of intricate interactions. Within the frame of Varnashrama, within the frame of a Kshatriya's duty, all that. And they won't cross that border. They'll play within that. Very pakka. That's the meaning of dharmic. And added to that here, there is a bhakti element, which is what Shukadeva Goswami is bringing out. And which is what Bhishma Dev is also saying. So it's important for us to catch it where it really matters. Why? Because that is why we hear katha. Katha we hear to get the bhava, the sentiment of devotion, and feel it within the situation that is there. So many times we complain, if the situation is like this, I cannot do bhakti. But here situation is like this, and inside Bhakti is happening very nicely for Bhishma. He is not complaining. And it is happening so nicely that Krishna is acknowledging, you are right. Everything you did is right, and I have come here to be with you when you pass away. Antakale chamameva smaran muktva kalevaram. I am going to let it happen. Right? So this is the principle overall. Then inside that is the detail. I am in this position, very difficult material position Bhishma was in throughout his life. In a very difficult material position. So many complicated things happen in his life. And he had to take a promise, I will not get married, so that his father can get married. What an amazing situation this is. Son is promising, I will not get married so that my father can get married for the nth time to a girl he likes. That to who? Some fisherman woman's, one fisherwoman he wants to get married to because she smells very good, looks very good. And for that sake he sacrifices his married life and remains brahmachari throughout. Who will take that type of a vow? Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki. Bhishma Dev took that type of vow. This is about your personal life. Even in personal life he has put himself in such a very, what shall I say, hard situation. Making it hard for himself. And then because of that, we had a lot of complications. He became the unofficial king. He was the one actually giving all the decisions and all the vision, all everything. But blind King Dhritarashtra was the king. He was inclined to his sons. And he was, ambitious also. He wanted to sit on the throne even though he is blind. And so all these things in the backside, the responsible person taking it forward is Bhishma. So many times we will see there are many people who sincerely do the seva and are taking the responsibility without any credit, without any designation. And these days people don't do that. If you don't give me designation, I don't do it. It is not about seva and all, that's official. I should be recognized for the seva I do, and I should have the designation that suits it. Otherwise, how can I do? It's impossible to do. Bharat also did like that seva. He said, I am not the king, these shoes are the king, Lord Ramachandra. He is only the king. I am ruling from Nandigram, I want to even be there in Ayodhya. But all the dirty work he did, management, organization, everything he did. But everybody should know that Rama is ruling. I am doing on his behalf. I am never the emperor. I am not the emperor. I don't want this title, I don't want the seat. But I will do all the job of the emperor. Who will do like that? So Bhishma was unofficially the king and the main person on the backside, giving all the inspiration, the decisions, the encouragement, the acknowledgement, everything he was doing. So he faced a lot of trouble. You see, doing service without being acknowledged or credited is the worst thing for most people who are materially oriented. But for a devotee, he is very happy because he got a chance to do seva. It doesn't matter who gets the credit for me. Krishna is served according his desire. Service that he desires is happening. That is more important. Krishna will be pleased. Because what he wants is being done. Doesn't matter who gets the credit. This is the way Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada was. He wanted to do what Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and all the previous acharyas had mentioned that we should do. Because it's going to happen. And it's Lord Chaitanya's desire. So therefore, he endeavored. That is why he was able to do so many things. There is no limit to how much you can do. If you don't bother, who is getting the credit? Because it is service to Krishna. The main thing is to focus on pleasing Krishna, Prabhupada said. Then there will be cooperation. Then everybody will bring out their best. Why? Because it pleases Krishna. This is the mood in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, the gopis dress themselves only to please Krishna. Not to look in the mirror and see how beautiful I am. My gosh, I look so good. Especially after the makeup. Before that I was looking lousy. Now that I've gone to the boutique and I look so good, I look really good, very smart, very handsome. My hairs are clipped very nicely, my coat, suit, boot looks very good. I must definitely be getting the job. I look good. I am good. Actually, I am. Look at me in the mirror. Everything turns to yourself. But imagine that you dress yourself everything, Krishna will be pleased seeing me like this. Maybe Krishna likes this. Maybe Krishna likes that. I'll put it this way, I'll do it. All for the sake of pleasing Krishna alone. Krishna is telling Arjuna that the gopis dress themselves only to please me. Only to please me. They don't care. Because when I blow the flute, they don't know which side, which dress they are wearing. They wear the bottom and the top and the bottom, the top wear and the bottom. It's mentioned in the Bhagavatam. They run upside down, they jump and come. They don't really care how they dress. When I call, they just come. They're not bothered. So, if you don't worry who gets the credit, but if you're simply concerned about pleasing Krishna, then you'll end up being involved in a lot of big service for Krishna. This is how people accomplish big amount of service for Krishna, even without even thinking about the fact that I have been instrumental in it. It doesn't matter. Then Krishna finds you useful. Nimitta matram bhava savya sachin means this. It is not simply be quoted to be an instrument of Krishna in your hand and all that. When you actually be that instrument, you will know how life is. You'll be alone. You and Krishna only and Seva only. Most people cannot do. Please look at me. Say something. I'm doing something. Acknowledge me. It's like one devotee gave me an example. Imagine you're in a big stadium and there's a big international match, one country fighting against each other. Matches against Pakistan versus India, and nobody is in the gallery. Only you players are playing. He's bowling and you're playing. Will you be encouraged to play? There is no clapping, there is no saying when he sixer, when he got bowled, nobody is saying anything. Only the umpire will say out and you go back. Who will play that game? Who will play that game? Nobody will play that game. Sometimes in Krishna consciousness it's like that. Many times it's like that. You'll be alone. You do it remembering Krishna. So Bhishma Dev's life was like that. It was filled with events, very busy. All sorts of problem solving, this, that, situations arising, a blind king, and wonderful devotees like Vidura in between, and horrible people like Duryodhana plotting and conspiring all the time against the Pandavas, very envious of the Pandavas, and completely dharmic people like the Pandavas. A combination of so many things. Right. So inside that, amazing things happened with Krishna. What he knows is that, it's written here, Prabhupada is saying, although Arjuna came and took the arrows, Bhishma understood it must be Krishna's trick. Behind Arjuna is Krishna. That I have mentioned that story to you, very interesting many times. That fiercely fighting, and Arjuna was like, he's not able to face Bhishma. First of all, he is his guru, grandfather, And he is very good at fighting. He learned a lot of things from him. And when he shoots, just out of spirit, not able to face it. And Krishna could see that Arjuna is going to lose. He is going to die from the arrows of Bhishma. It's mentioned here. He knew it was so bad. It was so bad. Because Bhishma was being taunted by Duryodhana that you are very inclined and you have got a prejudice and a bias towards the Pandavas and you are not fighting your full 100% spirit. Bhishma said, I will prove to you that I don't care about such things. And there is another reason why he doesn't care about such things. He said, I can give my 100% full, but I know Krishna will protect the Pandavas and it will not happen like what I am doing. Jayastu Panduputranam Tasham Pakshe Janardana. The victory is for Pandavas because on their side is Krishna. That I am telling you from the beginning. Whatever you do, Krishna knows. Because he is Paramatma in everybody's heart. It seems Krishna knew everything Shakuni was thinking and Duryodhana was thinking all the time. So which war can be won like this? If you right inside the heart, even before the cameras know externally or artificial intelligence knows, before that Krishna knows what you are thinking. So who can beat that? And Bhishma knows that. He said, whatever I do, Krishna will support the Pandavas and he will win. So he told Duryodhana, 100% I'll put my every power and every thing that I know, I'm going to put behind. These are the 5 arrows. I've meditated and chanted mantras on any of them. If they go out of my bow, that's it. They'll reach the target. Tomorrow, 100%. But he didn't tell him that portion. But it will not happen because Krishna will protect the Pandavas. You don't know that. You're an idiot. You'll never understand that. I will not be able to do it because Krishna will never allow anybody to do it. That you will not understand. So therefore I'm telling you 100% I'll do it. Because the Krishna factor, you don't know. You're a demon. You will never take that into consideration. So for me it doesn't matter. I'll put my full energy in it. This is how the conversation is. And Duryodhana is very happy. No, I will look after everything else. You put your 100% into it. Rest I will look after. No, you idiot, rest not you. Somebody else is going to look after. You don't know that. But Duryodhana was very confident. And he even said that for tonight you don't keep the arrows, I will keep the arrows. Tomorrow I will give it to you before the battle. Duryodhana took the arrows from Bhishma. Already meditated mantra and all, I will keep it. Because anything can happen from today to tomorrow also. We'll plug all the holes. Duryodhana plugged all the holes. It will be with me, and it seems he kept it under his pillow and put the pillow and want to sleep on it. One version of he put the pillow on it and he wanted to sleep, and he was actually singing a tune, ta la la la. Tomorrow you Pandavas are for sure finished. I worked it out pakka. You see, man proposes. Everybody makes their plans very pakka. But no plan can ever surpass the plan of Krishna. Bhishma will tell the Pandavas that first, in the first 2 shlokas. Sarvam kalam, everything is because of time, and nobody knows the plan of Krishna. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Even the gopis don't know when he's doing the Ras Leela that he will disappear suddenly. Nobody knows. Even the devotees don't know. Right, so he gave the arrows. This foolish fellow once said, keep it. He gave the arrows. And then on the other side, already Krishna is preparing Arjuna. This is going on there, he knows. He is in the heart of everybody. And is connected simultaneously to every soul in this world. What is going on where, he knows. All data is with him. He is the big data. He's got all the data. Not just big data, he's got all data. So he prepared Arjuna and said, actually, you are so afraid and scared. It looks like it's not going to work with you. Your darpok, you're just very afraid and you're not able to face this. I have to do something. He decided. And another amazing thing he did. He said, do you remember you got a boon from Duryodhana? I said, boon from Duryodhana? I never asked for any boon from them. No, he gave to you and you said at the right time I will take it. That also he reminded him. He said, when? And he enunciated the whole incident to him. That, the Gandharvas came to attack the Pandavas in the forest. And Yudhishthira said, not the Pandavas, the Kauravas, that is Duryodhana and his gang, who had come to taunt the Pandavas in the forest. And he told them that at that time, Yudhishthira told you to go and help Duryodhana. And both you and Bhima said, what is wrong with this elder brother here? He's asking us to go and this man has disrobed my wife. And he's saying, no, go and help him. Gandharvas are attacking. He's completely off, this man. They both discussed. Who? Bhima and Arjuna. The old man, it's pakka, is completely off. This is normal. People think, when the leader says something that you don't agree with him, what is wrong with him? And he's forcing us to go, and they were ready to go. By the time the Gandharvas, who rose from the waters, controlled the whole of the thing and caught Duryodhana, tied him up and brought him. And they said, you don't have to do anything. Don't worry, you go back. We came for your sake. And then Duryodhana was brought in front of Yudhishthira, and Yudhishthira counseled him. And that time Bhima and Arjuna said, what is wrong again with this fellow? Just kill him and go and take the kingdom. Everything is over. Why is he now talking dharma and all that? This person is too much. They were both getting very angry. And he told her, tell me, brother, I'll just behead him 1 minute and then we can go back. But Yudhishthira said, no, that's not proper. And he said, untie him. Advise him and said, don't do things like this, you go. Then it seemed Duryodhana was very grateful. He turned to Arjuna, who untied him, and told him, ask me any boon you want, I'll give you. Whatever favor I can return this in some way because you're allowing me to live. I should have died. That, Arjuna didn't remember who wants a boon from you. These are not things we keep in our head. He just threw it out. Krishna is telling you, remember that. It's very amazing. And then only Arjuna remembered. Oh yeah, he muttered something like this. Now go and get it from him. He has got arrows, you take it. He has got arrows. And he told him that Bhishma has given him special arrows, you take it. So Arjuna came with Krishna to Duryodhana's tent in the night and came and told him. And then Duryodhana thought, oh, now I think you have understood that you are going to die tomorrow. And so you have come to finish the war. You don't want to fight or what? He was very confident. I got Bhishma's arrows. Tomorrow you are going to die anyway. And Bhishma is the greatest warrior on the planet. And you have no chance. And I think Krishna must have told you about it. So you have come to seek peace. Let us not fight. That's what you come for. So he asked him, so what peace you come for? Arjuna said, no. You come to ask you a favor. You said you will give me at so and so time. Then Duryodhana's face became very disturbed. So what do you want now? So what do you want? And then he looked at Krishna and then he felt even more scared because Krishna was smiling. Very nicely, mischievously smiling. Because he knows what's going on in his heart. So he became afraid. Exactly he asked that. Arjuna said, you have arrows Bhishma has given you, no? Give me that. He asked that. Nobody can know these things. This is what Bhishma said, I will do everything pakka, 100% of mine I will give, but it will not happen. Why? You don't know Krishna's relationship with the Pandavas. You simply don't know. I know. Because why? I am a devotee. I know what Krishna will do to protect his devotees. He will go completely out of his way. He doesn't care any oath, rules, regulations, nothing. He told Arjuna, when Karna was stuck with his chariot, he told him, kill him now. Why? Actually, you are no good. You are not as good as him. So this is the only way to kill him. You shoot now. Because otherwise it's very difficult for you to kill him. So then he said, how can we do this again? What dharma and all that? He's the guy who advised, disrobe your wife. He's the fellow who advised. Just kill him. There's no question of looking for dharma for these type of people. This way he broke the rule and told Arjuna to kill. This is how Karna died. Right. So, you should understand Krishna's factor in this whole war. The Pandavas won only because of Krishna. Not because they were super good alone. There is a Krishna factor involved, because you cannot win even though you are very good with people like Dronacharya and Bhishma and everything. Everything cannot be left only material factors. Then you will lose. It's the Krishna factor that saved. That is what Bhishma is telling here. He's telling in order to save his devotee, his friend, Arjuna, Bhaktosi me sakacheti, he did this. What? Second time he broke the rules. Previously many times he broke the rules in the war also. He told Bhima also, hit him below the waist. That is where his weak portion is. But that is not correct. Just hit him. This is the advice given. This is what people can't understand morality in the Mahabharata. If you understand from Bhakti Shastra morality, then you will understand. If you understand from normal Niti Shastra, you will never get across this. You will only think bad about Krishna. If you are a moral, ethical, religious, very nice person in this world, who has won lot of medals for a good man, good person, you cannot understand Krishna. This is the meaning of Ye Krishna Tattva Veta Sai Guru Hoy. It is not easy to understand Krishna Tattva. You can only misunderstand it if you look at it from the viewpoint of morality, ethics, religion, everything. You cannot understand. Because he is breaking so many rules all the time. Why he is doing that? He wants you to know that I am God. Morality is what I do and what I say, not what is written there in religion. That's very difficult to understand for most people. They can't cross that. So, this is what happened to Hinduism. When the invading Islam people and the Christians always questioned about the morality of Krishna, they lost in the argument. And then they started giving arguments for Krishna's actions in a moral, ethical way, which was also very poor and wrong. Finally, they gave up and said religion itself is very difficult. Our Hindu religion, they converted. Many of them converted to Christians and Muslims. Why? This was the main point. They can't give an explanation in terms of morality, religion, ethics. Why Krishna is doing these type of things? This is Krishna's own action. You will not get across. You will not get across to understand me. It's not easy to understand me. Right? So we are all people who claim to be persons who understand Krishna. Ye Krishna Tattva Veta Sai Guru Hoy. This is Krishna's statement in Bhagavad Gita also. Evam yo veti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanmanaiti. Because it is not easy to understand. If you are stuck in religion and morality and everything, you cannot understand God. Bhagavan cannot be understood. All demigods can be understood. That's why we worship only the demigods. And even if you worship Krishna, you will worship him as a demigod. And sometimes you are uncomfortable about all these things if people talk, and so let's not worship him. Out of all gods, it's very easy to worship the demigods. And they also have these type of problems. Moral, ethical problems. And therefore the whole religion is very difficult to explain. So that is why Krishna is also performing, and Bhishma is explaining that correctly. Krishna broke rules on the battlefield. He had promised, I will not lift weapon. That he broke. For whose sake he broke? For Bhishma's sake. Bhishma wants me to lift weapons. He's my devotee. Right? He wants me to break my promise. He has promised to Duryodhana that I will fight and make Krishna lift weapons. Now that he has taken away all my arrows, I will fight in such a way that I will make him lift weapons. Okay, let it be so. I will break my promise. That is what he is saying here. For my sake he broke the promise. For the world who watches, they will think that Krishna is very angry with Bhishma. He took the chariot wheel and went to bash him up. That's not what's happening actually. That's not what's happening. That's not important at all. What is important is Krishna is breaking his promise for Bhishma. And you will see Arjuna is jumping and holding Krishna and said, don't break your promise. It's okay. I'll fight. Don't break your promise. He's running and his Uttariyam has fallen down. He doesn't even know. He's mentioning, Bhishma is talking about it. I saw his Uttariyam falling down. He didn't even know that his Uttariyam has fallen down. He was so angry. Like a lion, he wanted to attack. This is graphic scene. And Bhishma is describing that. And the emotions that go behind, which is all completely devotional. Is very moving. When you see from the viewpoint of the Bhagavat, when you see the Mahabharata, and you see everything that happened there where Krishna was involved, you will see it's got to do with bhakti. It's got to do with devotion. Right? So this is the very special quality of devotion. This is a very special quality of Krishna. In this month we are appreciating that he became tied by Yashoda. He allowed Yashoda to tie. Kripaya sit swabhandane. He allowed her to tie. Similarly, he is breaking his promise. Only he can do it. It's not that Bhishma is making him break the promise. It's not like that. He is deciding to break the promise. Just like it is not that Yashoda tied him up. He is allowing Yashoda to tie. That's mentioned there. This is a distinction. Two different things happening here. That is why it's mentioned Swamatuhu Swannagatraya Vistara Kabarastrajaha Drishtva Parishramam Krishna. Seeing that my mother is laboring so hard and she wants to tie me up, she is very determined. Kripayasit, he showed mercy. Swabhandane, let her tie me. Which means that he is allowing himself to be tied. The shloka is saying, he is allowing himself to be tied by Yashoda. Yashoda cannot tie him. Yashoda cannot tie him. He has to give permission. Similarly, he is not breaking his promise because of Bhishma. He is breaking his promise to please Bhishma. That's what Bhishma is saying here. There's a difference. This is bhakti. He is breaking his promise to please Bhishma. This is very amazing. This is the bhakti element. And Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given greater comment on that. Actually, no war is going on. Actually, Bhishma is not shooting arrows, which Krishna protected Arjuna from. It seems he rose in between and took the arrows on his chest. And in his chest it is all split and it was oozing with blood. Because he was taking, and Arjuna was like, shivering. Bhishma is shooting. How can I shoot him back? Like that type of thing. That is why Bhishma was asked by Pandavas how to kill you. The Kshatriyas, how they talk to each other. It's very interesting. They went and asked Bhishma, you are so good and you have blessed us, no? That we will win the war. But you are the biggest impediment. How to kill you? How will you die? First he told them that at the right time only I'll tell you, not now. because I have to do my duty also from this side. I have to fight the war. That, but he thought that the very smart fellows, no, I have to tell them, but not now. At the right time. So when when Bhishma, had to, at a certain point, he knew that this is going to happen. At the right time, they came and told him how to do. And he told them, if you keep Shikandi in the front and you shoot me, if Shikandi comes and takes arrows in front of me, I'll drop my weapons. Because I know Shikandi is a eunuch. Is not the male. Because Shikandi had 2 sex changes. There is a big story in Mahabharata. 2 times he had sex change. Who said sex change is going on only today? It was going on 5,000 years back on the battlefield. Shikandi became woman, she born woman, changed man, again became man, all sorts of complications. And so he said, this person is Amba, coming from previous life. So for me, it's a woman, and also in this lifetime he has changed so many times. So for me, as far as I'm concerned, either eunuch or woman, I will not take arms. He has to be 100% male, fighting as a Kshatriya. Equality, same gender and all that we'll say today, but this is what Bhishma said. He said, this person is not full 100% male. So I will not lift weapons. Best thing for you to keep him in front, I will drop weapons, that time Arjuna can shoot and kill me. But Shikandi claimed that I only killed Bhishma. My arrow only killed Bhishma. But actually it was Arjuna's arrow that killed Bhishma. Because Bhishma said, I don't want to die from Shikandi's arrows. I want to die from Arjuna's arrows. As a Kshatriya, I don't want to die. So actually, although people say all sorts of things, according to Bhishma, he died from Arjuna's arrows. Arjuna shot and Bhishma fell. This is what actually happened. So such a great personality this Bhishma is, that Krishna will come and break promise for him, and Krishna will come and stand when he is passing away so that he can meditate on him. This is also devotee. Devotee does not mean you should be chanting Hare Krishna and wearing nice tilak and sitting in Vrindavan. I am a gopi. I am a gopa. This is devotee. This is devotee. He is doing according to his position, his situation. Accordingly, he is acting in pure devotional service. Sometimes people get it wrong. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada did not sit down in Vrindavan and become gopi. He took the ship, travelled, got 2 heart attacks, moved all over the world, printed books, built temples, and went to every place possible and desperately preached and gave out this message. He didn't sit down in Vrindavan and enjoy, I am a devotee. He did hard work. Why? Because he had genuine feeling for Krishna. I want to serve my Guru like this. This is what he has told me to do. Similarly, Bhishma, Prabhupada spoke about Bhishma and he said he died, passed away so gloriously. And he even mentioned that I want to die preaching like Bhishma, fighting and serving Krishna till the last breath. And that's what he did also, Prabhupada. So this is realistic. Sometimes when devotees tell me that, you should not, you're a sannyasi, you should not do this, you should do that, you should only be giving classes and reading books and traveling and all that, I don't find it very comfortable, because that is not what we are reading in the Bhagavatam. That is not also what we are seeing in our acharyas. Look at Bhaktivinoda Thakur, look at Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, look at Prabhupada. What all they did? Some stereotype thing we think in our head that, this is how I'm supposed to be, devotee means. It's not. You should do what is needed at that moment, according to the role you are supposed to play. This is the meaning of Nimittamatram Bhava Savyasachin. You play your role. Become my instrument. This is what I want to do with you. You be agreeing to that. And that's why similarly Prabhupada also agreed to being that instrument. He was not resisting that. He was not resisting that. Who am I? I'm just to be used like how you want. I play that role. This is in everybody's life. What is your role? In the Krishna consciousness movement you're supposed to do. Do it. Do it. That is perfection. Don't try to be gopi. Don't try to be something else. Do in your situation what has come in front of you and what you should do. Hanuman sat on top of the Ratham in the flag of Arjuna. And he was to do a service. In Ramachandra's time, he did a different service. The main focus in the front line, arrowhead of the entire theme was Hanuman. But in Mahabharata also, he came and asked, what service shall I do? Krishna told him, you sit on this thing, and every time somebody is killed from the opposite side, you scream, Hail, Hooray! You send shivers through everybody. I will accept that seva. He stood on the flag of Arjuna and he screamed. Every time Bhima killed somebody, Arjuna killed somebody, he screamed, Hooray, victory. He screamed. That was his service. You, Hanuman Kindamari Sevisa. He can go and set fire to the whole of Lanka, yaar. We're going to give him a better service to do. No, he was very happy with what I'm supposed to do. He stood there and he did what he's supposed to do. Because that's what Krishna wants me to do. What pleases Krishna I'll do. I may be very talented. I can fly across the ocean 800 yojanas and set fire to Lanka. But today I will sit on the flag and scream. That's what I'm supposed to do. Why not do it? Do it. So many of us have got roles to play. Just do it in Krishna consciousness. You'll be part of the whole tapestry. Right? That is the way we should do. This is what we should learn from Bhishma. He did what he's supposed to do. And he knows, he's speaking about the gopis and how Krishna danced with the gopis. He's speaking about how he stole butter, how he did this, everything he knows. He didn't say, Krishna, I want to be part of that Vrindavan Leela. No, I am doing a very difficult thing for you. On the opposite side I am. I am on the opposite. What a very awkward service to do. But he went through that austerity. That is why Krishna came to see him when he passed away and gave him full mercy. Gave him full mercy. So these are nice lessons to be learnt in our devotional service in Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada's movement. We should act as is ordained and as is necessary. And in this way we will be cooperating, which is Prabhupada's words used, please cooperate, please cooperate. And in this way we will become victorious. Om Tat Sat, Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Any question or comment? There is no prasadam anyway for most of you because you're fasting. There's a lot of air. It's free. It's ISKCON air inside the temple. Any question or comment? Yeah. Huh? Okay.
There is
any question or comment? Yeah, go ahead.
There is a question online from Alankrita Sudevi Devidasi. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance. We had a strong faith on Krishna during reversals in their life. But most of the times when reversal comes in our life, we tend to lose such trust on the Lord.
So what is obvious is that our faith is not so strong. Period. We are sadhakas, we are neophytish. And that is very obvious, isn't it? So let us pray that we will have faith, strong faith. That's a foundational, fundamental prayer. If you don't have strong faith, you should pray that you will have strong faith. That's where we are in the graph. Let's accept that and start from there. Why are we thinking, why is it that I don't have faith? Because you don't have it. What to do? Nothing wrong about it. Nothing wrong about it. At least you have a desire to increase your faith and become, that is more important. It doesn't matter that a child goes and finds himself, I'm in kindergarten. My gosh, I'm in kindergarten. So what? Your age is like this. You're in kindergarten. You cannot be in the 11th standard writing the exam. Obviously not. Because you're in kindergarten. That's your age. That's all you know. Nothing wrong about it. Similarly, in spiritual life, we just started. So we are in kindergarten. My gosh, my faith is so weak. It's supposed to be like that only. What to do? Why are you killing yourself with things which are not supposed to anyway happen? Unnaturally. You simply be situated there and say and pray to Krishna that I want to increase my faith and I move up from kindergarten up. And do what is necessary at that point. Why not just live like that? Practically, realistically, simply, and chant Hare Krishna. Don't wear all these costumes that are too big for you. Since you're kindergarten, don't wear the PhD costume on you and feel I want to be like that. That is unnatural. It is artificial. It has happened in our movement before. So I'm speaking out of some historical reference also. Just be where you are and practice Krishna consciousness sincerely, simply, and you will be finding perfectly all right and comfortable. And there will be others who have done more. Take their association. Om Tat Sat. I hope the question is answered. Yeah. Any other comment or question? Okay. Hari Bol. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki